pretty sure it's 79. Anyway, that's what it's called. So it's sentient data. Right, so ready to go. Okay. Uh, we've got a few things to talk about. A wee few things. But you go first with whatever you've got, because then you can go and do
Yeah.
your thing. And I've got AMD had a conference about CPUs
Yeah,
showing off their new
we
thing.
just
So I'm going to do that when you're not here because you're not going to be interested at all.
probably
So,
not.
yeah. So,
Here, we'll bring up my freaking tweet here then.
yeah. Oh, see. How's it work? Right, here we go. I've got how do I do this now? Right, oh, I'm up here. Okay. Give me a minute. It would be. Nope. Nope. Is that one? Is it that? Must be that one. That's that. That's. Okay, hang on. Yeah, that's what's wrong. There we go. We've got it up now. Got it up now.
Okay. So they're doing this Medusa statue with the head of Perseus, which makes no sense because Perseus really didn't do anything wrong. He went to kill a monster, because she was. And so she's holding Perseus' head and it's supposed to be a symbol of the Me Too movement. And I guess this might make sense if, we're going to have some monster kill the hero of the tale. We could have, Medusa's Amber Heard and Johnny Depp as Perseus.
Wait, so
She just,
is there a movie coming out then? I don't
no.
have a clue.
No, I was just saying how Amber Heard persecuted Johnny Depp and
Hmm.
she was actually the villain and stuff. So, um, thought we could have some education on the mythos of Medusa. And there's like a couple of different versions, but they all end with her turning into a monster. And they all have Perseus be the one that chops off her head.
Isn't she? Doesn't Okay, there's movies about this as well. Like I've seen loads of movies on this Medusa character as well. So, but,
Hmm.
but doesn't she turn people into stone just by looking at them?
Yeah. She's so
So
ugly and has such a petrified stare that it petrifies you.
yeah, and but like so to it doesn't make sense because her weapon wouldn't be to chop off your head; it would be to turn you to stone.
Yeah, that also. But I think they were modeling it off of the statue of Perseus holding Medusa's head. So there's a really old statue of
No, but that
Perseus holding
makes yeah, but that
Medusa's
makes
head.
sense.
Yeah, it makes sense because that one's. But I think that's what they were modeling it after, uh, so that she's
Right.
not a victim anymore. But she wasn't. I don't know, but like Perseus did nothing wrong. Hashtag Perseus did nothing wrong.
Right.
The thing with Perseus is there was like a king, okay, and
Mm.
I forget the king's name. Sometimes I forget the Greek names. I know the stories, but I forget some of the names. They're out there names. But there was a king that wanted Perseus's mother. Like he lusted after her. Like
Right.
he was like a corrupt guy.
Right.
And Perseus was very protective of his mother and wanted to like save his
Kill them.
mother.
Yeah.
And yeah, and the king wanted to get Perseus out of the way. So he tricked Perseus into doing what would be an impossible task.
Which was kill
And that was,
Medusa.
yeah, which was kill
Yeah.
Medusa. So Perseus went on his quest and he ended up using the reflection of a shield that was gifted to him by, I believe it was Athena,
Yeah.
that gifted him the shield, and using that so that he could chop off Medusa's head. Um, but like to reiterate here, like Perseus was not her rapist. He wouldn't have known about how she came to be.
No,
You
because
know?
he's younger than her, right? Um,
Yeah. I'm not sure like where in the age wise, like
right.
how long she had been Medusa before. I'm not sure about
But
that.
it's definitely
But
there's definitely a difference.
yeah. Um, but what ended up happening is Medusa used to be a priestess at Athena's uh yeah, what do you call them? Temples. At one of
Mm-hmm.
Athena's temples. And so she was a priestess there and she was very beautiful and known for her beauty. All right. And there's a
Mm.
couple of different versions here of what happened. Either she was seduced by Poseidon willingly,
Yeah.
okay?
And
Or
Poseidon is the
the god of the sea.
yeah, but he's also Athena's husband or something, right?
No, he's not a husband. They're like all
No.
related to each other, but Athena is a chaste chastity. She doesn't
Oh,
sleep with guys.
so she's okay. So why would she be jealous? See, that doesn't make sense to me.
She wasn't jealous. What this is okay, listen. So Medusa took a vow of chastity, okay? And when
Yeah.
she was a priestess at Athena's temple.
Ah,
Now,
get it right.
she
Okay.
either got raped by Poseidon or she got seduced by him and it was willingly. Either
Yeah.
way, the outcome's the same.
Yeah.
Ath- uh, um Obviously if she was raped by Poseidon, Athena can't do anything to Poseidon. He's
Yeah.
another god.
Yeah. Well, she
So
can't do anything to him anyway because he's not a god, so she just punished
yeah,
her instead.
she punished her for breaking her vow of chastity
Yeah.
inside and desecrating her temple.
Yeah.
Um, or you know, she wasn't raped, or she was, but usually I think the more popular version that people go by is that she was raped. That's the one that's most popular that people know. But there is versions where she did so willingly.
Yeah.
And there's also a version where she was raped, but it's not a curse. In Athena's anger, Athena gives her equipment to protect herself from men. Okay, so it was more of an empowerment. No matter which one of these versions you go by, the outcome's the same. She's turned into a monster.
Yeah.
And then she goes and she lives with her sister. And there's even a version where Medusa was born a monster, so there's no priest temple thing.
Yeah.
And she was born a monster.
So it basically
Um,
changes a lot.
no
But
matter what version you have of Medusa, she's either a villain or an obstacle, okay?
yeah.
All right? She's never a hero or a good person. She's just either a villain or an obstacle or like a tragic thing. Now, Perseus, he just wants to save his mom from this king that's corrupt and everything. And he goes to he got tricked into making the promise to kill Medusa to the king.
Yeah.
And so he goes to kill her. And so that's how he ends up chopping off her head and everything.
Yeah.
So no matter what version you tell the story, Perseus always goes and kills her. And if she was a victim, then he kind of puts her out of her
Yeah.
misery. Because she was turned into a monster.
Well, it
At
doesn't
that
matter
point.
what version it is, right? At the end of the day, Perseus doesn't have anything really to do with anything.
Yeah, and even in some versions she goes and she just goes to live with her sisters and doesn't want anything to do with men again. And then in some versions she actually attacks people. She does go out and
Yeah,
actually
that's the
attack
one.
people.
That's the. I can't remember. There's an old film that used to scare me when I was a kid, but it's all like stop motion plasticine type stuff. It's really old. Like it must have been made in like the 60s or whatever. And there's one with her. She's got the snakes for the head, and she turns people into stone. And I think it went through the Golden Fleece as well. And then there was this one, which is the Medusa one. I think there's 2 or 3 movies very similar. There's the Golden Fleece is similar as well. Do you know that story, the Golden Fleece?
Yeah.
So I think that's the same character, isn't it? Is it Perseus as well? I don't know.
Let me think. Like,
They get a task, and it's supposed to be like an impossible task.
yeah, that was with that.
Point, right?
Yeah, a lot of them are.
They're all mixed up in my head.
I
Anyway.
think so. Who got?
This is a Golden
No,
Fleece.
no. The Golden Fleece was Jason.
Right.
That was his name. That
Jason
hero
the
was
Golden Fleece.
Jason. Yeah, not Perseus.
So Perseus is the other one, which was, yeah. But they're all similar myths. See what I mean? They're all similar, like, myth things. You can't just go, oh, instead of Jason, she was Jessica, and she went and got the Golden Fleece. It's like, no, because then you're just like, no. You're
Well,
just
what's
fucking with
kind of
myths
what's
at
kind
that
of
point,
egregious about this is that, you know, and like I said in my tweet here, is that in this where she defeats Jason, his mom would be doomed, and technically all the people of that kingdom of that corrupt king would be doomed, but his mom would be doomed. And then when he's coming back after killing Medusa, another person that is an innocent bystander through no fault of her own is being made as a sacrifice and is left to be eaten by a monster. And Perseus saves her and marries her, which is Princess Andromeda. That I have here in my tweet. So if Medusa wins, 2 innocent women have died in their version of events here, where they apparently kill Perseus, and it just doesn't make any sense as a revenge thing.
They don't
or
care.
As her getting her justice.
Yeah, she's but they don't care.
She's not getting justice because Perseus wasn't the one that raped her or cursed her.
Yeah.
I
don't think these people care, though. But I don't think they care. I think it's just, oh look, this one is the opposite of that one, so that must mean it's better. It's
the woman getting one up on the man that killed her, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's like
she wouldn't do that.
Did you read the story?
No, they didn't. They didn't. They just said, "Oh, look, we can reverse this." That's what I think this thinking is, because if they read the story, Medusa doesn't even need to do anything. She just looks at you and turns to stone. So she wouldn't even need to chop off your head. It doesn't make sense. What does make sense is the Perseus version, where he has to chop off her head because it was the only way to make sure she was dead. Because I'm pretty sure he does.
He ends up using her head to turn the corrupt king and
into stone.
He turns him into stone.
No, but it's because she's still alive. The point is that's why she's got the snakes, right? Because
she's not she's dead. Her head's dead, but her power is still in the head. Is what it is. She's dead. When Perseus kills Medusa, she dies. Chops off her head, but her power is still in the head and the gaze.
Another point that I'm pretty sure they tried to chop her up and her arms and stuff off, and I'm pretty sure they grew back. I'm pretty sure that's.
I don't remember that.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened, and that's why he chopped off her head, because that was the only way to make sure.
Oh wait, well, I don't know. I don't remember that.
I'm pretty sure
I have to say it's been a while. I'm just telling the main points of the story. That freaking of why the
No,
statue
yeah,
just makes no sense on every level.
but I think I'm not sure. I think so.
Also, if they wanted this to be like
Choose someone
more,
else.
they
Like,
it would have been
okay,
no. I'm saying like if they had her holding Poseidon's head, that would make more sense,
yeah, but no,
and maybe
why?
even stepping on Athena.
Why? Yeah, no, but
But
why
I
not
guess
just?
you can't. I guess you can't get your justice on another woman that literally is the woman that cursed you.
Well, if it was me,
That might go against the narrative that men are
th-
evil and we need to step
uh,
on them and destroy them to
yeah,
push ourselves up.
no, but I think that's what it's about. Because if it was me, and I was looking at history for a statue for a woman, I'd probably go with Joan d'Arc.
Yeah, that would be a better. I think they were wanting a rape victim. Was Joan of Arc? Was she raped?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Yeah. See, I think they were wanting a rape victim to do Me Too, but they could have picked. They had all of history to
It, it
own
doesn't.
some badass women who overcame being a victim without.
No, but Joan of the Arc cracking got burnt at the stake.
She
I,
did, but she wasn't a rape victim. Though.
it
I
doesn't
think
matter.
they want yeah, but I know, but I think they wanted a rape victim because they're Me Too.
Yeah, but in the myth that they've chosen, no one knows. It's just, it's like made up. So it's not even like a real person. Like it makes no sense. It's just rampant, retarded stuff. Just go, oh, we need a rape victim that's done some revenge, and I'm pretty sure there's probably women in prison that'll fucking kill their rapist. I'm pretty sure that's probably happened at some point. If you want to look it up, you can
Oh
probably
yeah,
find
definitely.
that.
Or women that just got their justice through the court and being brave enough to take their
Right.
so what's the word I'm looking for? To take their attackers or whatever
Right. It's just to take.
to court.
It's just to fuck up a historic myth that everyone knows, and put it on its head, and then just go, yeah, look, we've done this. It's so. It's weird. It's like what they do with fucking video games and stuff. It's like, oh look, hey, we took your toys away. It's like, that's just vindictive though. Like, do you see what I mean?
Yeah, this would be Medusa's vindictive,
Yeah.
not not getting true justice.
Mm. But that's what they see as justice, because they're fucking weird people. Like, if it was. Oh. If it was opposite way about, I would say, no, let's not do that. Let's find someone better. Because this is just twisting shit to try and make a point, and it's fucking stupid. Can't you find, like. There's bound to be better things that you could do without doing that. But it's just instead of Poseidon having her head, she's got his
It's
head just
Perseus.
because. Yeah, just because. Just because he's male, so she's female, he's male. Let's just do that. That's why. There's no other reason. It's weird. Oh, they're weird people. They do that all the time. And you wonder why everyone fucking hates them. Like, look, you're changing stuff. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And that's why everyone hates them, because they do that shit all the time. It's fucking annoying. It annoys people that know the story. That's the most thing that happens. Other people that don't know the story don't really care. People that do know the story are like, wait a minute, that's wrong. They're like, yeah, it's just because you're a misogynist though and you hate women. It's like, no, you're just wrong. Anyway, spent a while on that. You got another thing you want to do before you go get food?
Not really. Like, well, because I don't want to, if I,
Oh.
because I
hope-
start
well-
on stuff that would be longer
Yeah.
than 10 minutes, I think.
Yeah,
But everybody got to learn a little bit about some mythology.
a wee bit.
So that, yeah, a wee bit about
I-
some of the mythology.
still
like-
need-
I like to sit and like listen to YouTube videos of the stories. I like to read them. I always loved mythology, even as a kid when they teach you it in school.
No, but it's always.
That was
been
always
good.
my favorite.
But that's always the point. It's where the hero came from, right? So it's centered in like the heroes and the bad guys, and it's always set that way. It's where movies come from. It's why everyone watches movies.
You have heroes, villains, and obstacles.
Yes.
For what we have as the heroes to overcome and stuff, and then you have the gods, which are always assholes.
Yeah.
Or horny. One of those two
Yeah.
things.
No, yeah, most of the time, yeah, that's unless you go to like the Norse mythology. I can't remember Zeus being an asshole. Well, he is, but like.
He's a bit of one. I'd say.
But he's not like it's mostly the Greek gods and stuff that are into the messed up sexual behaviour and stuff. When you go to the Norse gods, they're kind of different. If that makes it, you know what I mean? Like, all gods were assholes. Even the Christian god's a bit of an asshole. And that's why they have the Old Testament and the New Testament, right? The Old Testament's full of him getting revenge on, like, oh, they were all fucking doing this stuff, can't have them doing that. Take away all their firstborn child stuff, and you always got, like, the angels to do his dirty work, and it's full of that stuff.
Yeah, but Norse mythology still has some of the marrying
but that's because
family members and.
But in history, that's how it worked, right? You want to keep the power in your family, so that's kind of how it worked back then. Like, that was never taboo until like later on when we found out, oh, wait a minute, there's like problems doing this because you get more defects and stuff. Like, that was always a thing. Even kings and stuff used to do that all the time. It was to keep the power in the bloodline. It was to keep the blue bloodline, as they used to call it, the blue bloodline. Have you heard that phrase?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. It's all that, keep it in the family, because the family's better. The peasants are not good for you. You can't mix with the lower ones because they don't have the proper blood type. Like, that was always the case. And if you go back like that far, it's guaranteed they were all doing that anyway. So it's no surprise that their gods were doing that as well.
A lot of the times the gods had nobody else to sleep with. Like,
Yeah,
sometimes there was somebody else or whatever, I think, in some mythology and stuff, but a lot of times it was like they had nobody else to sleep with. Yeah.
So it's all gets like mixed up, and then when we get it, it's like fucking millions of years old, and it's like, okay, we can find something wrong with like everything that's come before us, definitely. And I'm guessing in 200-300 years they'll find something wrong with what we do. So at the time when all the myths and stuff, because that's like we're going on ancient history, like before Christianity and stuff, really, because that's only 2,000 years old, and we're talking about religions that have been about well before that. So, like, so you had Zeus, you had Loki, you had
Loki is Norse.
Thor.
Zeus is Greek. You're mixing them up.
Am I?
Zeus is Greek. Yeah, because you said Zeus. Zeus is Greek,
Is Zeus not
North.
Is he not the god of thunder?
Yeah, he is, but that's for Greeks.
Yeah, but it's also
In
for
Norse mythology, Odin, and then Odin's son Thor, and Thor's.
That's the one I'm getting mixed up with. Fucking
Yeah.
Odin.
Yeah.
But I always get Zeus and Odin confused because they're pretty similar.
They're both like the king of the gods.
Yeah. And they both have lightning, so
that's Thor that has lightning. But I guess like Odin can as well. Odin does as well.
No, I'm pretty sure Zeus was the god of lightning.
Yeah, Zeus is the god of lightning for Greek mythology.
Maybe that's why I'm getting it mixed up, because fucking Thor is the
Odin's
hammer.
like, yeah, Odin's like
everything.
He's like of war and death and stuff, and
yeah. So I still think it comes from the same place though. Like, they're pretty similar. That's why I get them mixed up. So that's right. It's Odin, and then so Zeus was the god of lightning. He was the Greek ones. See, there's so many different ones, and it's like, right, which one's which? And then I get mixed up. And then there's the Roman ones, which are mixed as well. They have they're Greek.
Yeah.
They're Greek and Norse. I think the Romans have Greek and Norse gods. They have like both. I think it gets confusing.
No, they have different kind of more harsh gods of Greek mythology. Their gods are like a lot more like they're more harsh, I guess I should say, but for the Romans, Zeus is basically Jupiter.
Yeah. But that's...
And he's on Jupiter's on Mount Olympus, and you know, he's kind of they're similar. It's just that they're like kind of more harsh gods.
Well, but that's the same with the Norse gods. They were more harsh as well.
Yeah, the Norse gods were kind of harsh.
Because I think that's because they were more warrior races. Like the Romans were definitely into war. The Norse were definitely into war. The Greeks, not so much. Maybe that's what it is. So you get different...
I think the Greeks had a lot of war. I don't know.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. They did, but not as much as like the Romans or the Norse. The Romans and the Norse like basically invaded a lot of other places. That's how they worked. Whereas the Greeks, not so much. Does that make sense? I don't know. I'm trying to make sense. I know what I'm thinking.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead because now it is 5:30, and I'm gonna go ahead and go and eat, and I have to use the restroom and everything. So
yeah,
gonna go do all that.
I'll be right, and I'll talk about this stuff, and I'll be
okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye YouTubes. I'm going to play something. I'm going to stop YouTube. averadio.co.uk for the rest of the show, and I'm going to find something I can put on because I need a pee. So.